Alright guys, I think we need to look at Cosmos tonight. It actually is doing pretty well despite the market. Now, I think I found the reason though why Cosmos is pumping. Now, I did see this on X, and there was a testnet for the first XRP Ledger EVM sidechain built on, and it says Cosmos SDK. So I think this is why it's pumping. This news actually came out yesterday, and if we go to the Cosmos chart, guys, this was the candle yesterday. So I believe that is probably what is pumping it. Other than the fact that this is probably oversold, and we'll take a look at that in a second. Now, we are hitting resistance here at about $5.10 though on a weekly time frame. So let's take a look at the RSI, and I just want to see how much more strength that we might have in this move, if any. Now, daily time frame, it still has some, it could still run up here. Basically, it's still pretty low on both the RSI and Stochk RSI. Weekly time frame, guys, looks very good. Still has plenty of room to run up here. I want to take a look at the monthly time frame. It is moving down here on the Stochk, so it does look like it might want to start turning around here. Now, it is pointed slightly up here on the RSI. Now, keep in mind, the monthly moves very, very slow. So, this can take time to turn around. But in my opinion, this isn't too bad. It's not overbought, for example, on the RSI or Stochk RSI, so that is fine. Let's go to some of the lower time frames, though, here. Now, the 4-hour time frame is flirting with being overbought here a little bit. It is overbought on the Stochk RSI. Now let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame. And again, flirting with overbought here on the RSI, and it is coming down. It looks like it might, get out of this overbought region here shortly on the Stochk. Now the 15-minute time frame for fun. Wow, okay, so this is extremely oversold. And yeah, it looks like it wants to go up here in the RSI. So what might happen with Cosmos here? I think in the very short term, we might see another attempt at a break here. I just don't think we're going to have enough strength to really break through this weekly, time frame resistance, just due to the fact that the 15-minute time frame is a very low time frame, and the hour and the 4-hour are looking not so good. Now, longer term time frames, guys, daily, weekly, monthly, I think they look fine. Cosmos, will run up eventually, and it will run up very high, I believe. Now let's take a quick look at the tokenomics of Cosmos here. Basically, the one thing I don't much care for is that it has no max supply. Now, circulating supply is fairly low, as well as the total supply. There's only about a 5,000, token difference here, though. I don't know if this is so accurate, but I'm sure it's probably fairly close here to whatever you look at. Otherwise, now, all-time high, guys, was at about $44.45. That's about an 89% discount, from 3 years ago. So, something wants to tell me in my head that this will never make it there again, and it's over. But on the other hand, guys, crypto will shock people, and I think people are kind of shocked right now that Bitcoin and Ethereum and these other cryptos are actually holding pretty well compared to the stock market. So you may see people flock to this, and this is one of the bigger coins. So this is the number 53 coin according to CoinGecko. It may be something else on another website, but I don't know how often they update these numbers. But hey, number 53 project is still pretty big, guys. So yeah, I do have a little bit in this, as you can see here, and I'm not selling any of it. I'm actually trying to stock up as much as I can of Cosmos, and yeah, it's up 10% for the day, so that's actually a nice bounce. Alright, now let's take a quick look at Bitcoin here. As you can see, Bitcoin is flirting with this line here, this resistance at the moment, daily resistance at about 84,194. We're only about, $30 above this right now. Let's see if Bitcoin can close above this, resistance as it is right now, and that would make this support. We do still have a higher low, though, guys. I just want to point this out. This was the lows over here on the 10th and 11th of March. Now, we are still, making this a higher low. So all is still okay here. When it comes to Bitcoin, really, it's actually been very strong compared to the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, which we'll look at in a minute here. But yeah, I can say I am fairly impressed, honestly. Now, taking a look at Ethereum, I am actually still impressed with Ethereum as well. Although I'm going to go ahead and say I don't have a lot of faith in Ethereum. I do not put people onto Ethereum basically when they ask me what they should buy, or I just think there's better projects than Ethereum. So but the fact that Ethereum has been getting green candles just like Bitcoin in the last couple of days, I am a little bit shocked. It has actually not been so weak, and when we're comparing the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, it's excellent. So anyways, it still is in this reaccumulation zone. It does look like it wants to make its way back up. It does differ when it comes to Bitcoin though a little bit. Let's put this on a daily time frame because you can see it a little bit better. Now, where you had like the 10th and 11th of March over here for Bitcoin, if you remember, it was actually lower than this area here. So we do still have a lower low, but it is hanging on by a thread, guys. We'll see if it can start making its way back up. It's going to have to break out of this Fibonacci level. I haven't marked off any weekly or daily time frames for Ethereum, but I'm just going to keep it simple and keep these Fibonacci's like it is. Now, taking a quick look at the S&P 500, guys, this is just crazy. You can see how bad it is. Let's just put this on the daily, and yeah, I mean, here was the day Wednesday when they announced tariffs, and they did it after the market, guys. So you do see a green candle for Wednesday, but Thursday and today it's just it's crashed, guys. So Bitcoin is not like that. I have to say, Bitcoin has fared a lot better. Now, taking a look at the Nasdaq, it's pretty similar when it comes to traditional markets like the S&P 500. It also has crashed. Basically, it had a green day on Wednesday as well. Or sorry, that's Monday. This is the weekly, and let me put this on the daily. Now, okay, yeah, it did have a green day on Wednesday as well, but you can see Thursday and Friday, just like the S&P 500, crashed down. So, traditional markets are just not faring as good, and I don't know really why. I guess people are looking at Bitcoin as a safe haven, and that's good for us. It's good for us in the crypto market. Now, I personally don't have any Bitcoin. I hold entirely altcoins, but people are going to start flocking to crypto, I believe, here shortly. Now let's take a quick look at the total market cap, guys. You can see we are getting a bounce off this support here at about $969 billion. Now keep in mind the technical target of this breakdown was down here at about 860. So I don't think we're going to go that low, guys, honestly. And so far I'm right, but you never know. If we get some really bad news, we could make our way down there. Let's just hope not. Now, taking a look at the dominance, guys, it is still raging. This is the 8th green, day, basically for the dominance. And yeah, I mean, for altcoins, it's just not good. But I would rather see the dominance go up than, for example, Bitcoin fall, and for example, S&P 500 and Nasdaq go up. So in my opinion, it's better for crypto as a whole. As long as people are flocking to crypto and looking at it like a safe haven, a store of value, I think that's best for us. I'm all for it. Now, if we take a look at the CME futures, this closes in about an hour and a half. We'll see where it closes. But right now, this is 84,700. The dollar index actually is getting quite a pump today. Almost a bullish engulfing candle, but we'll see what happens. It still has about 3.5 hours on this candle for the day. Now, taking a look at the liquidation heat map, guys, it's only 260 million basically have been wrecked, and it's basically equal on both sides. This is really surprising, especially, seeing how volatile Bitcoin has been today. And, I'm surprised it's not 5, 6, 700, million. But yeah, that's fairly tame, I can say. Now, looking at the monthly returns, we are almost 1% up for Bitcoin in April, so not too bad. Fear and greed is a 28 today. We're still in fear. Yesterday was extreme fear, though. We were at a 25, so we are coming up just slightly here. And I think that, shows that, because Bitcoin has been stronger than S&P and Nasdaq, traditional markets as a whole, basically, you might see this start to creep up. Now, looking at the altcoin season index, guys, it is an 18 right now still, and that's because, dominance keeps going up. Let's see what happens in the coming days. Someday this will actually come down. We will have a true altcoin season, much more better than what we've already seen in this cycle. You just have to keep the faith, guys. Now, taking a quick look at the bull market peak indicators, a sell at the top, still 0 from 30 have been hit. And this is why I keep saying, guys, I am holding, I am not selling, I do not care. If this is, the end of the cycle, fine. I guess I'll just hold my coins another 4 years because we really didn't have an altcoin season. It wasn't enough to make me sell my bags, guys. I do believe we're going to have a better future across the board for all crypto, not just Bitcoin or Ethereum or BNB or whatever. I believe we're going to have a true, altcoin season and crypto season basically as a whole. Now, I'm going, to probably start selling when I start to see some of these hit. Now, it's going to take more than 1 or 2 hits. It's probably going to take about 10 or 15 hits before I start to sell personally. Most of these indicators were hit in the last couple of cycles before we knew it was officially over. Looking at the Pi cycle top indicator, guys, you can see that it is actually moving away still. I can zoom in all I want here, and it just looks like it's moving away from each other still. Now, next week, guys, we do have kind of a big week next week. Not really much Monday or Tuesday, only an FOMC member speaking on Tuesday. We do have the meeting minutes, though, on Wednesday. That might shed some more light on what might happen in the future. But the biggest thing, guys, on Thursday is CPI. And on Friday, we do have PPI, and we got Michigan numbers. And we do have, a couple of other speakers speaking on Thursday and Friday. But most important thing, guys, Thursday, Friday, CPI, PPI, and possibly Michigan. Now, guys, I've been looking at this Bitunix all day long, and these are some of the biggest measured news events that I have seen Bitunix measure just really today and the last few days, really. But today is just unbelievable. Now, what I normally say is 0.1, either positive or negative, is very large news. Now, you can see we have 0.27. We have 0.2 here. We got a 0.185 here. We got 0.165. Now, all of these things are above 0.1. Now, normally, okay, for example, before Wednesday, you would see something like 0.03, 0.02, 0.04, things like this, guys. This is just amazing. Look at this, 0.565, 0.452, 0.305. I mean, this is crazy. This is the smallest news I think we had today about OpenAI or whatever with Sam Altman or something. So anyways, guys, this is just insane. You can see these numbers, and yeah, I mean, we have had a lot of news that should rock Bitcoin, honestly, but it's definitely rocked the entire traditional markets as a whole, and yeah, you can see here, this was, 0.03. This is typical, guys, 0.06, 0.0475, but if I go up here, this is just amazing news coming out all the time. I recommend you guys get Bitunix. It will, show you the news that really affects the markets, and when it affects it, right at the moment it affects it. and you pretty much know what's going on all the time with Bitcoin or any other altcoin, basically, if you're watching, because if Bitcoin is crashing, pretty much everything is crashing. But yeah, I mean, today, guys, I saw some news, and I think it was about China. I can't remember where it was here. But anyways, they had a response to the tariffs, guys. Yeah, it was this one here. And I saw Bitcoin go down pretty rapidly. So yeah, this news, I got this piece of news on Bitunix immediately, and I knew what was happening. So I do recommend this platform. Check it out for yourself. Now, if we're looking at the FedWatch tools, guys, 72% still believe we're not getting a cut. We have about 27% now that believe we will get a cut. Now, I did see some news today, I think it was in Bitunix actually, that did say that Trump was pressuring Jerome Powell to cut the rates now. So, this could wildly change here, and we still have 32 days, guys. So, that's a long time. 32 days is, 4.5 weeks. So, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time for this to reverse, or, we'll see. Maybe we get a hike. But that would be, I think, a shock for everybody. I don't think we're going to get a hike, but things can change very rapidly. Now, taking a look at the crypto bubbles, guys, we do have a lot of small greens, 8%, 5%, 3%, things like this, guys. Nothing is majorly down, though, despite the markets. But, when we look at the week or the month, guys, or the year, it's still pretty bad. So, anyways, it's nice to see some green, but it could be better, of course. Now, if you want to stake your coins, guys, like Bitcoin, go to Coinondo. And yeah, you can look at all the deals here. You see the number of days you have to lock stuff up. You see your limits and things. Be careful. Read everything, guys. You don't want to get locked up in a position that you can't get out of when you're ready to sell. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one.